Hi guys, Tinjar with you guys again. This is part 3 on the RPG-7 tutorial. Last time we left off with about the buttstock cone part and the front sight, which looks pretty much like that, which is on the very front of the gun. And I forgot one little detail if you want to. You can get like a strip of paper that hopefully you have and kind of roll it up into like this is about as good as you're gonna get. Roll it up to this little kind of like 3D rectangle. So if that makes sense, 3D rectangle, but basically make a tube and then, oops, drop that. And then shape it into like kind of a squarish rectangle. As you can see, it's not really like circular anymore. It's more like, you know, rectangularish. And you're pretty much gonna want it, oh shoot. At the front sight, you're pretty much going to want to tape that right there. So here's the front sight, tape that right there for just, you know, added detail if you want, which is what I'm doing because, I mean, it looks better. Detail makes guns look way better. You know, if I wanted to just make an RPG tutorial, I could literally just make freaking 4 tubes and then a rocket and boom, that's it. But no, I'm a nice guy. But as you can see, just added detail, you know. If you want, you can also tape it to the front sight so it won't, like, you know, come off of it. But that's just for added detail. So now we're going to work on the rear sight, which is kind of the same concept. Get a strip of paper about the same, you know, height and width as the front sight. So let me just do that right now. And then circle it out, like I said. This is about a little shorter, but if anything, make it longer, a tiny bit higher than the front sight. Let me think. And basically for this sight, it's quite simple. You know, fold it again, like so. I think I might just redo this, but nah, too lazy. You can see you have the rear sight and just fold it in half like I said earlier. And then you're pretty much just going to want to cut out this design. Now this is not all RPGs have the exact same sight, but this is from one that I have seen. I do look at guns, obviously I make them. I kind of have to look at them. This is one of the sights that I have seen was made, kind of like this, and it actually looks quite cool when you look at it through the gun. So like that, pretty much, it looks pretty cool in my opinion. Basically about a foot from the front sight, which is basically one tube from the front sight right about here, you're gonna want to tape that right there, that rear sight. Actually no, don't do that. About a foot and a half, so about a tube and a half. Tape that to the gun. So, like so. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. It's kind of hard to do all this with this giant gun, but basically tape it right there. So there you go. As you can see, you have the front and rear sight, and if I can get a good view, basically those are what the sights look like. Yeah, pretty cool view. I can't really get it to see, but yeah, you get the idea. This is my design of the sights. Well, not my design, but this is what I'm getting from memory. If you guys want to make your own sights, that'd be cool, but I recommend at least making this sight look like this, because then it won't look as good in my opinion. But yeah guys, you can make whatever sight you want, but this is how the RPG-7, at least one of them, looks. So yes. And like with the other one, you know, if you want, you can get a little strip of paper, roll up a little tube, and then tape it, and then shape it into a rectangle, and then, you know, tape it to the back of the rear sight, so for added detail. you can see, a tube, roll it, and then shape it into this kind of rectangular thing, as you can see. And then you just want to tape it to the back of the rear sight. I mean, it just adds a little bit of detail. Why not? Not that difficult. You know, YOLO. Just kidding, that's gay. Alright. So you see you have some detail there and some detail there. So that's a good start. Now, we're going to be working on the handle. And also, if you guys ask, I'll also spray paint this to look like an RPG-7. I probably have some spray paint lying around that I can spray paint it. Basically, if you want to know, once we're done with this, the rocket is green. Once we make the handles, it'll be the back handle to the stock, or yeah, about the back handle to the stock, and then that would be orange, and then everything else is black. So that might not make some sense, but at the end of the tutorial, I'll show you guys what I mean, and maybe I'll spray paint it. You never know. Just ask in the comments below, and I might as well just do it maybe. But you know, so my rocket's looking like complete crap, but you know, like I said. So yeah, guys, we're gonna work on the handle now, which is, you know, if you've seen some of my tutorials, quite simple, but if you haven't, I guess not that simple. Just kind of roll up a tube and make it as big, I'd say, as the rocket. So as you can see, it's about the same width and height, about as big as it as well. And then tape that, as you can see. Or, you know, just make sure your hand can at least go around it. Cut that, if you did it like me, or well, actually I didn't do that, but if you made it hot dog wise or hamburger, however, long or short ways, just cut it in half, because I highly doubt your hand will be bigger than half of hamburger wise sheet of paper if you fold it that way. So this is how the handle is going to look pretty much. And you're just gonna kind of want to rectangle it out, if that makes any sense. Rectangle it out. Just kind of get the tube and shape it into a rectangle, like so. Again, and pretty much with this, you're gonna want to tape this about 2 or 1.5 inches from the front of the rear sight. So here's what I'm talking about. So you got the rear sight, you're going to want to tape this about right there. This is going to be the front handle, by the way. So just tape that right there. As you can see. Yeah, also make this sturdy. I think I've said this in a lot of my videos. Handle is what you hold onto the gun, so you definitely want to make this one of the sturdiest things and parts of the gun. So I recommend, you know, just kind of reinforcing it a little bit. Quite a bit, actually, but, you know, do whatever you want. But I recommend, you know, taping this as much as you can without it looking stupid. So there you go. So you can see this is the handle pretty much, and make sure, you know, like I said, your hand can fit with it. So this is what we've got so far. We've got the handle, the front and rear sight. Let's see if I can get another shot of that, hopefully upside down. Yeah, basically what it looks like. Looks pretty cool in my opinion. But yeah. And then you're pretty much just gonna wanna get, you know, a sheet of paper, hopefully lying around, or, you know, something. I'm just gonna unravel this cone and use this. Just kind of use some sheet of paper and just kind of cut a little trigger guard, about 2 inches of paper, and you can, you know, roll it up, or not roll it up, but kind of flatten it out like so. Roll it up, but then flatten it out like that, then tape it, and then kind of, you know, shape it like this. So kind of make it like that. Then just tape it onto the front of the handle like so. as so. Pretty much like that. Just tape it onto the front, like that. You can reinforce it if you want. I'm just doing it because it's just a good looking part of the gun. Now also what you want to do is get a little sheet of paper as well. This is a little bit smaller, but get a little sheet. And this is going to be the trigger. Just kind of flatten it out like I said, tape it after that. And now what you want to do is just kind of curve it, you know, like a trigger. Like so. Right about there. Just make sure it's underneath the trigger guard. Make sure it's decently taped. This isn't, you don't need the trigger or the trigger guard to be completely honest, but you know, it makes the gun look a little better. I think detail is very important about paper guns, and I think you want as much as you can. I mean, I am an expert. But yeah, as you can see, trigger guard and the handle, and you've got the sights. So yeah guys, this is the end of part 3. I'll catch you guys in part 4, which might be in a day or two because I've got to do some homework, but you know, I decided to get these videos out. So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for part 4 and the rest of them. Part 4 should be the back handle, some detail, and then maybe part 5 with some more detail, and then we'll pretty much be done. So yeah guys, I hope you guys are enjoying this RPG-7 tutorial, and I'll see you guys later. We're out.